Welcome back to Sports Reel. Despite NFL players constantly making millions of dollars, it wasn't always easy for them to get to this point. For some players, growing up around violence, struggle, and family members being murdered. Others grew up in even more ridiculous environments, including right in the middle of a war, but they still managed to make it to the league. And in this video, we'll be going over NFL players that started from the bottom. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to be entered into our monthly giveaway shoutout. We appreciate everyone watching our videos. With Jimmy Graham being one of the best tight ends for the last decade, it's hard to imagine that Jimmy's childhood was as traumatic as it was. Born in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Jimmy had a very troubling upbringing, having never known his own father and having a mother who was neglectful. He looked towards his stepdad's example to mold him into a young man. In an interview, Jimmy even said, "Growing up, unfortunately around my house, love wasn't a word that was used very much, and for the most part, his stepfather lived up to the role, but only temporarily." Following their separation, his birth father would pay his mother $98 a month for child support, and at one point he dropped Jimmy off to a group home, a home that was full of young drug offenders and innocent victims of child neglect. Jimmy was often beaten by the older kids and cried to his mom to bring him home, but once he met Rebecca Benson at church, his whole life began to change. She and her daughter took him in and he finally found the love. He changed his life and his grades around earning himself a scholarship to the University of Miami to play basketball, but it was his talents on the football field that led the NFL to take notice. Tamba Ali was a tremendous linebacker for the Chiefs from 2006 to 2017. You would never know that prior to football, his life was anything but easy. He grew up in war-torn Liberia. Tamba's family lived off the land for as long as they could manage. Having seen the horrors of war firsthand, he considered joining the fight, but his brother wouldn't let him for the fear of losing his baby brother and watching their friends die.
All I knew was the Civil War. I thought about becoming a soldier too. Trying to, get a gun too and go to war as well. Because, everybody around you was just guns. Guns was everywhere.
His father had immigrated to the US when Tamba was 2 and landed a job as a part-time professor in New Jersey. After achieving citizenship, his father was able to secure a visa for Tamba and his 3 other siblings, but without their mother. Due to bad phone lines in the war-torn country, it wouldn't be until 2004 that Tamba would find out his mother had been struck by a stray bullet, but survived. In 2006, Tamba was able to receive his own citizenship and bring his mom to the US on a visa. He said, "My mom was in my life from day one. It was a situation almost like your parents was dead for 12 years and now she's back in your life. To have a mom and dad, it just keeps me grounded. To have them proud of what I'm doing." 2006 was a great year for Tamba. It's not only that it marked the year he got his mother to the US and achieved American citizenship, but it also marked as a year he was drafted out of Penn State to the Kansas City Chiefs, where he went on to fulfill a 12-season career with the organization. With Darnell Dockey being the face of the Arizona Cardinals defense, not many people know Dockey's story growing up and how harsh it really was. Being raised in Georgia, he started his criminal career at just 11 years old. Darnell did everything from petty shoplift to grand theft auto. Dockey even recalls taking a truck to pull the chains off the door at a pawn shop. He said, "We went near and grabbed a bunch of guns and other stuff and took off. I was 11 years old and I was just doing it to be stupid." The apple didn't fall too far from the tree as his mother was a known drug dealer in the area. Darnell was in and out of juvenile detention centers throughout the better part of his very young life and felt that he was a product of his environment. After a few unsuccessful attempts to call his mother back home, Darnell and his siblings decided to go back home, and what he saw changed his life forever. Police told Darnell that his mother had been executed and her murderers has yet to be found. To this day, following the incident, he moved in with his uncle in Maryland, and his life changed for the better as he got into sports, and as a result of that, he found himself clinging to football as a way of escape. He set his high school record for career sacks at 47, and after graduating from FSU, he was selected in the 3rd round by the Arizona Cardinals, where he played all 11 seasons of his career. And on that note, that ends today's video of NFL players that started from the bottom. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a like.